Low energy, low sex drive, struggling to build muscle, no focus, and no motivation. These are all symptoms of low testosterone. And here's the scary part. More and more men are suffering from it, and younger than ever before. If you feel like you've lost your edge, chances are that your testosterone is part of the problem. The good news, you can do something about it. And in this video, I'll give you the key strategies to optimize your testosterone naturally. Starting with step number 1, which is gonna be to get your blood work done. Before you do anything else, you wanna get a clear picture of what's going on with your hormones. So you wanna go check your total testosterone, your free testosterone, your estradiol, your FSH and LH, and your SHBG, and your prolactin. Once you've done that, you'll be able to recheck again in 4 to 6 weeks after you've implemented the next few strategies that I'm going to tell you about in this video. And then you'll be able to see if they're actually working or not. And it's definitely something that every man should be doing because you want to know what's going on with your hormones. The second step is going to be to optimize your sleep. Sleep is the foundation for your testosterone. Your body produces most of its testosterone when you sleep. So if your sleep sucks, your testosterone is going to do too. You want to be aiming for at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. And you want to be sleeping in a cold, dark, and quiet room so that you can sleep consistently throughout the night and not being woken up all the time. You also want to have consistent sleep and wake hours. So you want to go to sleep at the same time and you want to wake up at the same time every single day. I made a complete video talking just about that, and you'll find that one here or also in the description below. The third step is going to be exercise, but not just any kind of exercise. You want to be lifting heavy. So squats, presses, and pulls, going close to failure or all the way to failure 3 to 4 times a week is going to be key if you want to have optimal testosterone levels. Cardio is good for your mental health and your cardiovascular health, but cardio is not good when it comes to optimizing your testosterone. Lifting heavy and putting on muscle is going to be the best way for you to increase your testosterone and maintain healthy hormone levels. Doing too much cardio is going to be bad for you because it's going to increase your cortisol levels, and that's bad for testosterone. The fourth step is going to be to get out into the sun. So sunlight regulates your circadian rhythm. It boosts your vitamin D, which is an essential nutrient for your body's production of testosterone. So you want to be getting at least 10 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight onto your skin without any sunscreens. And if you live in a place where it's colder, you're probably going to need a little bit more time in the sun. You can also supplement with vitamin D, but we'll talk about that in point number 7. Point number 5 is going to be your diet. Your testosterone is built on the foods that you eat. You want to be eating an animal-based diet that is rich in meat, eggs, fish, and dairy. And when you eat animal-based foods, you're going to get a bunch of healthy fats that are essential for your body's production of testosterone. So healthy fats like butter, tallow, ghee, whole eggs, they are full of healthy cholesterol, which is the building block for testosterone. And that's one of the things when it comes to cholesterol is being propagated as something that is bad. But dietary cholesterol from natural-based sources are not bad for you. Other things like seed oils and processed foods, those are the things that actually result in an imbalance when it comes to your LDL and HDL cholesterol, and that's what's bad for you. When it comes to carbs, you want to eat a moderate amount of carbs. You want to be getting your carbs from fruits, potatoes, other roots and tubers like sweet potato and sourdough bread. But you want to limit or eliminate any kind of processed foods. When you eat an animal-based diet, your body's going to have all of the macro and micronutrients that it needs to maintain healthy hormone levels, including your testosterone. And if you want to get my food guide that shows you exactly how to eat an animal-based diet, what foods to eat, what foods to avoid, you'll find a free download for that in the description below. Point number 6 is going to be stress and recovery. So if you have high stress, that's going to equal high cortisol. And cortisol is a testosterone killer. So if you want to have high testosterone or maintain healthy testosterone levels, you need to manage your cortisol. And the biggest culprit when it comes to high cortisol levels is stress. The main ways that you can manage your stress we already talked about. That's going to be exercise, diet, and sleep. So if you nail those things already before, then your stress is already going to be down. So the next few steps that you want to implement are going to be things in your environment that you want to remove, and that can be stress from work, it can be stress from relationships, it can be stress from other things around in your environment. And there's a few things that I find help with stress for me, apart from exercise and diet, but that's going to be going for walks, doing stretching, doing yoga, breath work. For me, I like to do ice baths and sauna. That really helps with my stress. It makes me feel calm and relaxed. But you need to find ways that work for you to minimize your stress and keep that cortisol level down. The second part comes to recovery. So if you're training heavy and you're exercising 3 to 4 times a week, you need to recover, and you need to consider your recovery even more important than the training itself. So if you're training heavy and you're not recovering, then you're doing all of that work for nothing. So when you recover, that's when your body builds. So on rest days, you want to still eat healthy, and you also don't want to be consuming any alcohol. So when you recover, you want to stick to your diet, you want to eat well, and you want to rest well. The last point is going to be supplementation. And the reason why we're talking about this last is because this should be your last resort when it comes to trying to improve your testosterone. The main key things that you want to be focusing on is the other 6 steps that I just told you, and then you can start thinking about supplementation. One of the easiest supplements that you can take that most people are actually deficient in is magnesium. So even I, with my animal-based diet, supplementing with magnesium because I live in a country where it's very hot and I exercise a lot, so I sweat a lot. So then supplementing with magnesium is good. You could try and get it from natural sources, but I just find it easier to take magnesium malate in the morning. And then I'll take magnesium glycinate in the evening. And magnesium has about 300 processes in your body, and one of them is to help support your testosterone production. So taking magnesium is going to be the first key step when it comes to supplementation. The second one is going to be zinc. If you follow an animal-based diet, you're probably going to have enough zinc. So if you eat a lot of meat and if you eat liver, beef liver, you probably have enough zinc. But supplementing with a little bit extra is not going to hurt. You don't want to be supplementing with too much, but I like to take like 15 to 30 milligrams a day to help support my testosterone levels. The third one is going to be vitamin D, but only if you live in a country or you live the kind of lifestyle where you're not getting out into the sun enough. Most people are actually deficient in vitamin D, and vitamin D is a key essential vitamin for your production of testosterone. So you need to be supplementing if you're not getting enough sun. And then we're going to start getting into all other kinds of supplements, testosterone boosters and blends. I would avoid them. And when it comes to one example that I get asked a lot is ashwagandha. And from my research, when it comes to ashwagandha, I haven't found any compelling research that shows that ashwagandha actually works. So the studies that have been made on ashwagandha have actually been made by companies that sell ashwagandha. So there's obviously a bias there. And the way that those studies were made are kind of questionable. The only one that I found that has scientific backing to actually work to increase testosterone, especially in men who have low testosterone, that is Tongkat Ali, the supplement that I would recommend for you to take if you want to improve your testosterone. A thing to mention with Tongkat Ali is that the studies that have been made with Tongkat Ali, they increase your testosterone for the first few months, but after a while, it stops having effect in your body. So then your testosterone decreases again. So I would take Tongkat Ali as like a last resort to just help bump up that extra testosterone for a few months, and then the effects are gonna decrease. So maybe you need to stop taking it for a while and then you can start taking it again. Another thing to mention there is like, don't expect your testosterone to freaking double from taking Tongkat Ali. It might increase with 5 to 20%, not more. So again, the things that you want to focus on is all of the lifestyle factors that we talked about before, and supplementation is just that little icing on the top. And I know that I mentioned many things in this video that you want to try to optimize. And 2 of the main things that I can help you with is going to be with your training and with your diet. So inside of my app, I'll give you complete programs so you don't have to guess. You can just follow along, combined with what you need to be eating to support your testosterone levels. So if you want a program and a meal plan, make sure to check out my app, linked in the description below. You have 7 days free trial, so you can try it out and see for yourself. If you don't like it, you can just cancel without any problems at all. One thing that I want to leave you with before finishing this video, you could be doing all of the steps in this video right, but there are things in your environment that are wrecking your testosterone. Things like microplastics, endocrine disruptors, alcohol, and many other things that are destroying your testosterone. So if you want to know what those things are, I've made a complete video that you can watch here that tells you about the things that you need to be avoiding to protect your testosterone. Okay, so check that one out, and I'll see you there.